So the two main causes of reflux or heartburn is weakening the muscle through stress and weakening the muscle through having a large evening meal. Now, I believe that in a well-hydrated, well-slept, well-exercised, well-mineralized body, that body copes with stress. But when a person's dehydrated, they haven't slept well, they're not eating nourishing food, they're not handling stress. We all have stress. And I don't think stress causes a problem, but it can be the final thing on a whole lot of other little things that can cause the scales to tip. So how do you heal reflux? Have a breakfast like a king, lunch like a queen, and tea like a pauper.
Are you struggling with heartburn, acid reflux, or GERD? Well, you aren't alone. Research suggests that around 20% of adults experience acid reflux at least once a week, and the risk increases with age. As we get older, our digestive system slows down, making these issues even worse. Your stomach is a complex organ that breaks down food and absorbs nutrients, but when it doesn't function properly, acid can back up into the esophagus, causing that burning sensation and discomfort. So it needs better care to keep things running smoothly. So how do you get relief without relying on medications? What if I told you there's a natural remedy that could help soothe your symptoms and restore balance to your digestive system? Stay tuned as we reveal the #1 remedy for heartburn, acid reflux, and GERD without medications. As a thank you for joining me today, we're giving away 100 free copies of my best-selling book to subscribers. So if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, like this video, and comment why you want to win.
But how do we boost hydrochloric acid? Well, we have a bitter tea that we sell, and I'm going to give you the recipe, and this tea has healed many a low hydrochloric acid. It is one part dandelion. Dandelion is a bitter herb. We learnt about dandelion this morning in our herb lecture. 1 part gentian. Gentian is an incredibly bitter herb. 1 part licorice. And licorice is a herb that has an emollient, and that emollient helps to coat the stomach, and 1/2 part of a very expensive herb called golden seal. And golden seal has a nickname, and that nickname is King of Tonics to all mucous membranes. Dandelion, gentian, licorice, and golden seal are all roots, and you need to boil roots. So the recipe, here's the recipe. So you buy these dried herbs and you put them all in a jar. You make up a whole jar. So the recipe is 1 teaspoon of this herb mix, we'll say herbs, and 1 teaspoon of ginger, fresh ginger. So the fresh ginger can be grated or it can be chopped into small pieces. 2 cups of water. And then that is a gentle simmer. So simmer for 10 minutes. The ginger certainly makes it more palatable because these 3 herbs are very bitter. And the ginger is a sweet bitter, and the licorice also is a little sweet. It makes it palatable. Some people, when I give them that tea, they think I'm killing them. And I said, there's one requirement when you drink this tea, smile. Here's the dose. So the dose is, once you've made the tea, dose is 1/3 cup hot just before the meal. So when you take the 1/3 cup of that tea hot just before the meal, the bitterness in the mouth gives messages to your brain to release more digestive enzymes. And when the hot hits the stomach, warming up the stomach, it also ensures a release of your digestive enzymes. In Psalm 104 verse 14, the Bible says, God gave herbs for the service of man. And that's what these herbs do. They revive, restore, and regenerate your gastric, stomach, digestion function. That's what they do. How long should you be on it? As long as it takes. Now my son James, built like this, does bodybuilding for a hobby. He's a builder. He takes a bottle of this to work, and all the guys on the workplace have a swig of it before they eat their meal because they're going to get more out of their protein, and if they have more protein, they'll get bigger muscles.
Heartburn, acid reflux and GERD can be confusing and uncomfortable. You may have experienced a burning sensation rising from your stomach into your chest or throat after a meal. This condition is not simply caused by an excess of acid. In many cases, it stems from having too little acid in your stomach. When you eat, your stomach needs a strong acidic environment to break down food, especially proteins. Normally, the pH of your stomach acid ranges between 1 and 3. This strong acid acts much like battery acid, breaking down food into smaller molecules that your body can absorb. It also helps release enzymes that further digest proteins into amino acids, which are then used to build and repair tissues. When the stomach's pH increases above this range, it can signal that there isn't enough acid. A pH reading between 3 and 5 is known as hypochlorhydria, while readings above 5 in men or above 6 in women indicate a more severe condition, sometimes referred to as chlorhydria. Without the proper acidity, the valve at the top of the stomach may not close tightly. As a result, even the small amount of acid present can escape into the esophagus and throat, causing the burning sensation you feel. It may come as a surprise, but many cases of heartburn or acid reflux are linked not to excess acid production, but to an underproduction of acid. A survey of health data shows that millions of people experience these symptoms on a regular basis. In the United States alone, it is estimated that 60 to 70 million individuals have acid reflux symptoms every year. For many, the immediate relief provided by medications that reduce acid seems to solve the problem. However, these medications often only offer temporary relief while contributing to a worsening of the underlying issue. The common practice of suppressing stomach acid can lead to further complications such as nutritional deficiencies, increased risk of infections, and even chronic conditions related to poor digestion.
There are 2 herbs that contain growth stimulants that can stimulate rapid healing in the lining of the gut. Also, these 2 herbs are a bit slimy, and it has to be slimy because our gut is slimy, okay? One is aloe vera, and the other one is slippery elm. And as the name implies, when you add water to it, it goes a bit slippery. Slippery elm means the powdered bark of the slippery elm tree. And the way to mix it is you put a teaspoon of a teaspoon of the slippery elm powder into the cup, and then you pour in a little boiling water. If you pour boiling water into it and mix it, it'll go smooth. And then you pour a little cold water in, and then you can drink it. If you pour cold water in, it'll go all lumpy. Now, my son Peter used to like the lumps, but my son Peter was a bit different. Most people don't like the lumps, but that's the trick. You pour the boiling water in, and it'll go thickish, and drink it quickly before it goes too thick, or you'll be eating it with a spoon, but that coats and soothes the lining of the gastrointestinal tract. Now, one sign that the gut is irritated is the person will be going to the bathroom a lot. I'll tell you the story of a man who came to our health retreat. He was Kenyan. He was 40, and he had ulcerative colitis. Sometimes it can be called Crohn's disease or irritable bowel, but basically they are all inflammation of the lining of the small, and sometimes it can be the large intestine. So the different names imply different irritations in different parts, but you know, the same thing cures them all. So this is Crohn's disease, irritable bowel disease, colitis, ulcerative gastritis, that basically the same thing will heal them all. So this man came and I looked at his, what food he ate, and guess what was his favourite food? Wheat. He ate a lot of bread, ate a lot of wheat cereals, he drank a lot of milk, and he loved sugar. He was eating those three foods. He had just had a flare-up, so he was on anti-inflammatories and he was on cortisone. What does cortisone do? It just stops the body getting inflamed. Why is the body inflamed? Because of this. You see, it makes no sense. It's like cutting the arm. Oh, it's all right, we'll just put a Band-Aid on it. Cut it again, just put another Band-Aid. Cut it again, just put another Band-Aid on it. If you don't turn the tap off, you're still going to be mopping up in the other corner. So at Misty Mountain Health Retreat, we gave him a double dose of probiotic every morning. We don't serve any of those foods. We gave him slippery elm 4 times a day. I gave it to him in the morning, I gave it to him in the middle of the day, I gave it to him at 6 o'clock at night, and he had another dose just before he went to bed. First 2 days at Misty Mountain are juices. So every 2 hours we serve fresh fruit and vegetable juices. And I thought, on the juices, he might really start going. Now I have to tell you that he had a flare up a month before, and he'd reduced his cortisone by about half, so he was on about 10 milligrams when he came to us, and his anti-inflammatories he'd reduced by half.
When the stomach lacks enough acid, the digestive process becomes less effective. The acid's role in breaking down food and in facilitating the absorption of essential nutrients like calcium, iron, magnesium, potassium, and vitamins A, B, and C is compromised. Over time, the diminished acid production can lead to malabsorption issues, making you feel tired, weak, or even anemic. The lack of acid also opens the door for pathogens that are normally killed by the harsh environment of the stomach. This can lead to infections and, in some cases, to an overgrowth of bacteria in the small intestine, a condition commonly known as SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. If you have noticed symptoms such as frequent indigestion, bloating, or discomfort after meals, it may be a sign that your stomach acid is not where it should be. While it might feel like you have too much acid, the truth is that your stomach simply isn't producing the amount required for proper digestion. This deficiency in acid is more common as you get older. Many people in their 40s and 50s begin to experience these symptoms because the production of stomach acid gradually diminishes with age. Even those who enjoyed good digestion in their youth may find themselves facing these issues later in life. The widespread use of medications like antacids, H2 blockers, and proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, further complicates the picture. Although these medications are designed to reduce discomfort by lowering the amount of acid that reaches the esophagus, they can actually lower the overall level of stomach acid. Over time, relying on these medications can cause your body to produce even less acid naturally. For instance, people who use acid-suppressing drugs on a regular basis often report additional symptoms such as nutrient deficiencies, bacterial infections, and even changes in their metabolism. Statistics suggest that long-term use of such medications can increase the risk of developing other gastrointestinal issues, putting you in a cycle where the solution for one problem creates another. For those seeking an alternative approach that does not rely on conventional medications, betaine hydrochloride offers a natural remedy to address the root cause of heartburn and acid reflux. Betaine hydrochloride is a supplement that helps increase the acid level in your stomach. It is available over the counter and is considered a natural way to support your digestive system. If you suspect that your discomfort stems from low stomach acid rather than too much acid, betaine hydrochloride may be the solution you have been looking for. The process of taking betaine hydrochloride is simple. Begin by taking 1 capsule with the first bite of your meal. Do not take it on an empty stomach, as this can lead to discomfort if you have an ulcer. As you eat, you can take another capsule with your next bite. This gradual increase allows you to find your personal optimum dosage. When you notice a warm sensation in your stomach, it is a signal that you have taken one capsule too many. At that point, reduce your dose by one capsule. Many people find that they require anywhere from 1 to 6 capsules per meal, depending on their individual needs. The goal is to reach a level where your stomach feels comfortable and your symptoms of acid reflux diminish or disappear. You might wonder why this approach works when conventional medicine often advocates for reducing stomach acid. The key lies in the fact that most people with heartburn and acid reflux do not have an overproduction of acid, they have a shortage. When there is not enough acid, the stomach cannot perform its functions properly. By supplementing with betaine hydrochloride, you help restore the natural acidity of your stomach. This in turn improves the digestion of food and strengthens the closing function of the valve between your stomach and esophagus. When that valve works properly, fewer acidic contents can escape, leading to a reduction in the burning sensation. Many who have tried this method report significant improvement in their symptoms. Imagine feeling comfortable after meals, no longer wincing at the thought of that burning feeling creeping up your chest or throat.
How do you know your digestive system is working well? It'll tell you. Bloating, you shouldn't bloat. Nausea, reflux, constipation, diarrhea, all of those things are symptoms that things aren't working well. Flatulence, flatulence is usually because a person's eating too fast, but a lot of people stop flatulence, stop wind and bloating when they stop the wheat. So it's a good idea for everyone to stop the wheat for 2 months. You'll have a slice of bread, it'll be out of your body in 24 hours, but the effect can remain for up to 2 months.
A healthy level of stomach acid means your food is digested properly and your body can absorb nutrients more effectively. For example, the normal pH range of 1 to 3 is essential for breaking down even tough proteins, such as those found in a steak. When you have the right amount of acid, your digestive system works efficiently, converting complex proteins into smaller, usable components. As a result, you not only experience less discomfort, but you also benefit from improved overall nutrition. A natural remedy like betaine hydrochloride is appealing because it addresses the root cause of your discomfort. It works by providing the missing acid, allowing your body to resume its normal digestive processes. Over time, this can lead to improvements in digestion, nutrient absorption, and overall energy levels. The body's natural ability to digest food effectively is a cornerstone of good health. When your stomach produces enough acid, your immune system also benefits from its antimicrobial properties. In a properly acidic environment, harmful bacteria and pathogens are less likely to survive, reducing the risk of infections and other complications. The simplicity of the betaine hydrochloride method is one of its most attractive features. Unlike medications that temporarily mask the symptoms, this approach works to correct the underlying issue. The process is interactive in that it requires you to pay attention to your body's signals. As you adjust your dosage with each meal, you learn how your body reacts to the supplement. This feedback loop helps you determine the right amount for your personal needs. It is important to note that if you have been dealing with chronic heartburn or acid reflux for a long period, you should approach this method gradually. The gradual increase in dosage is key to finding the level at which your stomach functions optimally without discomfort. While the use of betaine hydrochloride is a promising natural remedy, it is not a quick fix. Patience is necessary as your body readjusts to a more acidic environment. Consistency is important, and you may need to use the supplement for a period of 1 to 3 months before noticing a lasting improvement in your symptoms. Once you have maintained the proper acid level for a sustained period, you might try pausing the supplementation to see if your stomach can maintain the optimal acidity on its own. This break can help determine whether the underlying issue has been resolved or if ongoing supplementation is necessary. When considering the use of betaine hydrochloride, it is important to be aware of certain precautions. If you have an ulcer, this supplement may irritate your stomach lining. The method of testing your stomach acid with betaine hydrochloride is best suited for those who do not have active ulcers. If you are uncertain about your condition, it is wise to consult with a healthcare professional before beginning any new regimen. Even though this remedy is natural and over-the-counter, understanding your unique health situation is key to avoiding further complications. The prevalence of low stomach acid increases with age. Statistics indicate that as people reach their 40s and 50s, the likelihood of experiencing digestive issues related to low acid production grows significantly. For instance, up to 40% of people in this age group may experience some form of indigestion or reflux symptoms. This natural decline in acid production can be exacerbated by factors such as diet, stress, and even long-term use of acid-suppressing medications. By addressing low stomach acid through supplementation, you have the opportunity to break the cycle of relying on medications that may worsen the condition over time. Understanding the role of nutrition and lifestyle in digestive health is equally important. Your eating habits have a direct impact on your stomach's ability to produce acid. In today's fast-paced society, many of us eat on the go or consume several small meals throughout the day. This constant intake of food prevents your digestive system from having the rest it needs to produce sufficient acid. A practice like intermittent fasting, where you allow your stomach a longer break between meals, can help regulate acid production. In addition, a balanced diet that includes enough salt and essential minerals plays a role in maintaining healthy acid levels. Deficiencies in potassium, zinc, or iodine may contribute to the problem. Recognizing these factors can help you adjust your diet and lifestyle for better digestive health. A natural remedy like betaine hydrochloride is not a substitute for healthy eating habits. It works best when combined with a diet rich in nutrient-dense foods that support your body's overall function. For instance, meals that include lean proteins, fresh vegetables, and healthy fats provide the raw materials your body needs to function optimally. Avoiding processed foods and sugars can also help reduce inflammation in the digestive tract. In practice, combining betaine hydrochloride with mindful eating practices offers a comprehensive approach to managing heartburn and acid reflux without relying solely on medications. When you start using betaine hydrochloride, pay close attention to your body's responses. Take the supplement with the first bite of your meal, and then monitor how you feel with each subsequent bite. A warm sensation in your stomach is a clear signal that you have reached your optimal level, and it is time to reduce the dosage by 1 capsule. Many people find that their ideal dosage falls between 1 and 6 capsules per meal. This personalized method of determining your dosage ensures that you are not overloading your stomach with acid, which could lead to discomfort. The interactive nature of this approach means that you are actively engaged in your healing process, learning how your body responds to changes in acid levels. Using betaine hydrochloride also has potential benefits beyond reducing the symptoms of acid reflux. When your stomach functions properly, it not only digests food better, but also helps absorb critical nutrients more effectively. This improved nutrient absorption can have a positive impact on your overall health. For example, better absorption of iron and vitamin B12 may help alleviate symptoms of anemia. Improved digestion also means that you are less likely to experience bloating, gas, and other discomforts associated with indigestion. In practical terms, restoring proper stomach acid levels can help you feel more energetic and less weighed down after meals. Some people have found that adjusting their lifestyle alongside using betaine hydrochloride makes a significant difference. Limiting the frequency of meals allows your digestive system to work at its own pace. You might consider planning your meals so that there is ample time between them. This practice not only helps in maintaining proper acid production, but also aids in overall digestion. In addition, taking time to chew your food thoroughly can reduce the burden on your stomach. Chewing well breaks food into smaller pieces and signals your digestive system to release the right amount of acid. By incorporating these habits, you empower your body to function more efficiently. So there you have it. Heartburn, acid reflux, and GERD aren't always caused by too much acid. Most of the time, it's actually the opposite. Fixing the root issue by supporting your stomach acid levels can make a huge difference. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more health tips. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.